I'd like to call the meeting to order. Welcome each of you here. We do have a forum at this time with the pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I call the clerk home for an invitation.
Please bow your head. Most Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening. Thank you for the many blessings that you bestowed upon us. Lord Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless all of the leaders in this room, and all of the individuals, and the constituents and the communities in which they represent. These numbers blessings we ask our Son Jesus' name we pray. And at the same time, Father, we ask to thank you for the food that's been prepared for us this evening, for the nourishment and strength from our bodies. These numbers blessings we ask our Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Each table nine okay. Yes, sir.
Well, he's not a guest, but he's a new member, and I wanted y'all to meet him. Isaac Culver is the new member from Macon-Bibb County, but Isaac is also serving as the chairman of the Greater Macon Chamber of Commerce this year. So, commiserations for Isaac. And in his real paying job, he runs. He's one of the owners of Progressive Consulting Technologies Incorporated. So if anything wrong with your computer,
I would like to welcome Bob Alves, I guess that are usually works that aren't really guests. Ms. Carolyn Dallas, Phil Redson, very nice. Andrew Lawson, Johnny Atkinson, Phil Redson. These in hands for the day, Phil Redson. On the hill, Sam Phil Redson. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we also have with us Mayor Bacon from Seymour.
Thanks, sir. Stand over business, you have a motion to approve the minutes. Mark, have a motion, a second. Second. All in favor, aye. Have no old business. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Robert Rickett for a report from the executive. Mayor Rickett.
it's always a bad sign when the speaker brings a cup of water up. I have some news and request your ratification of action taken by the executive committee. The executive committee met on February 27th to consider several matters. 12 or 15 of our members were in attendance. And as the loan review committee for the economic development administration revolving loan fund, we discussed delinquent loans. Action was taken to declare loan number 56 and 86 as uncollectible. The executive committee approved charging off $580,427.35 associated with those two loans for FY 2017. This action will also increase the allowance for doubtful accounts by $79,029.07. This action by the executive committee does not require ratification by the council, since the bylaws give the committee the responsibility of serving as the loan review committee. So that's just for your information. And you say, oh, the macro, that's terrible, and it is, but we continue to believe that the revolving loan fund, the EDA revolving loan fund, has served a very useful purpose over its lifetime. Over the last 25 or so years, it has made a significant number of loans, and even though some of them haven't done, this was to bridge financing gaps and help create jobs and investment in the Georgia area. However, the discussion in the executive committee then turned to whether or not to continue. And as you may know, regulations have increased, federal regulations have increased dramatically on lending institutions and agencies since the great meltdown of 2008. They are now finally percolating down to our level, and the increase in the number of regulations and compliance with those regulations was a great concern to the members of the executive committee. Currently, the Middle Georgia Regional Commission and personnel from the Regional Commission have been providing assistance, primarily clerical and underwriting assistance to the Georgia Small Business Lending, which was the community development agency that was created by the Middle Georgia Regional Commission back in the early 80s. The amount of assistance is under the new regulations, which were promulgated just a couple of years ago, is estimated to increase dramatically. And the viability of this SBA 504 program, as we have been operating it, was questioned extensively, and there was a great deal of debate. The Georgia Small Business Lender itself and their board of directors, in light of these developments, felt that it would be best to discontinue operations of GSBL and passed a resolution to that effect and presented that to the Middle Georgia Regional Commission. The executive committee went into closed session to meet with legal counsel regarding administrative proceedings and compliance with future administrative proceedings. No action was taken during the closed session. However, the executive committee did approve several items associated with the Georgia Small Business Lending Program in an open meeting that followed. After considerable discussion and deliberation, the executive committee of the Middle Georgia Regional Commission concurred with the request from the Georgia Small Business Lending Program to dissolve that program as it had been in existence. So that will incorporate about 5 changes. Number one, the current loans that have been made, and there are several, 19, I think, that are still good, making payments, and they're in compliance. Those loans, if we are successful in all of the final negotiations, will be transferred to Capital Partners, which is another SBA 504 lending agency that is in operation in a good portion of the country, including Georgia. So the SBA 504 program would still be available to us here in Middle Georgia, but rather than the loans being underwritten and administered here at the Middle Georgia RC, it would be done by this outfit called Capital Partners. We would also surrender the USDA micro loan program that the GFBL had also been administering, that had now about $30,500 left in it. We would surrender that and not have that program available. We would repay in full the third program that the GSBL had been involved in, which was the USDA Intermediary Relending Program loan. And there's a balance due of $199,000, but we can pay that off, and we would use other assets of the GSBL to do that. Specifically, proceeds from the Robert Wood Johnson Health Foundation grant, that still has about $295,000 in it, and is considered, to be available to the RC for its use at this point, and no longer restricted. We would dissolve the Georgia Small Business Lender as a legal entity and transfer all of the remaining assets of the Georgia Small Business Lender, about $190,500, to the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, where we would then continue EDA revolving loan fund programs and create a new fund to support economic development, private investment, and job creation in the Middle Georgia region. But as I say, the SBA 504 program would be transferred to capital partner. There was a resolution that had been prepared, and because I think it's important that you know exactly what we did, the resolution reads as follows. Whereas the Georgia Small Business Lender was created in 1982 by the Middle Georgia Area Planning and Development Commission, the predecessor to the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, for the purpose of becoming a certified development corporation to administer the SBA 503 and 504 loan programs. And whereas between 1992 and 2003, the loan programs offered by the GSBL expanded to include the Economic Development Administration EDA revolving loan fund, USDA revolving loan fund, Rural Healthcare revolving loan fund, and the USDA Micro Loan revolving loan fund. And whereas through the various loan programs, GSBL has grown the economy of Middle Georgia through private investment and job creation. And whereas GSBL and the Middle Georgia Regional Commission acknowledge the importance of the program as a job creation and economic development tool, therefore the Middle Georgia Regional Commission has subsidized the GSBL operation since its inception when the program revenue is not sufficient to cover the cost. And whereas over the past 2 years, the Georgia Small Business Lender Board has taken several measures in accordance with the enhanced compliance regulations issued by the Small Business Administration. And whereas the regulations for the Small Business Administration Certified Development Corporation now require CDCs to be solvent and independent, and whereas the Board of Directors of the Small Business Lender, after much consideration and evaluation, has determined that GSBL does not meet the solvency and independence requirements of the SBA, does not have adequate resources to do so, whereas on February the 15th, 2017, the Board of Directors of the Georgia Small Business Lender passed a resolution outlining several actions intended to cease the operations of the GSBL, subject to the concurrence of the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, the Small Business Administration, and other entities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Middle Georgia Regional Commission approve of the following actions as requested by the GSBL. A, the transfer and merger of the 504 program to capital partner. B, the surrender of the USDA micro loan program. C, the repayment in full of the USDA intermediary relending program loan through all resources available, those being the Robert Wood Johnson Healthcare Foundation money that we still have and is available for this purpose. D, the dissolution of the GSBL as a legal entity. E, the transfer of all remaining GSBL assets to the Middle Georgia Regional Commission. Be it further resolved that the Middle Georgia Regional Commission commits to continue the EDA revolving loan fund program as a valuable tool. That's different from the other, as a valuable tool to support economic development. Be it further resolved, the Middle Georgia Regional Commission will create a new fund to support economic development and private investment, job creation in the Middle Georgia area, to be presented and adopted in the future by the council. The fund would be established with the residual assets in GSBL and grow with all future revenues from the outstanding USDA and healthcare loans and used in accordance with investment guidelines to be developed by the Middle Georgia Regional Commission. That resolution was adopted by your executive committee. However, since this action is outside of our purview in our function as loan review committee, beyond the bounds of Roman review to terminate the program. I make the motion, Mr. Chairman, that the council ratify the action of the executive committee regarding the Georgia Small Business Lending Program. If you have any questions, Laura can answer. Are there any questions or concerns? It's a big deal to wind it up, but it's had a great history and a great ride. But the people at GSBL and the people on the executive committee, after much discussion, feel like it's time to hang it up rather than try to comply with all these excessive regulations, especially when there's another agency that can serve a certain purpose. This is where we just refer people to capital partners rather than try to, did I do that halfway this, any member of the executive committee got anything they want to add to the way I presented that? I did it just the way the law told me. With that, we make the motion that ratify the actions of the executive committee.
Thank you, sir. Great. You've heard the motion to ratify the action of the executive committee as it relates to GSBL by his second.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, signify. Any opposed? Thank you again, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The following local assistance requests have been received since the February meeting. Staff time is available to assist with each of these requests. Baldwin County requests assistance with the submission of the county's comprehensive plan. The City of Byron requests assistance with the preparation of a Plan First program application and with the preparation of a GIG application. Crawford County request assistance with the preparation of a Plan First community application, developing an RFP for a design architect to assist with the move of the county's offices to the local Central Georgia Technical College campus, which they will take possession of on July 1st, 2017. Developing a solar panel fee schedule, determining funding options to build a new jail to replace the current jail that is at full capacity, and with preparation for the submission of a GTIP grant. The City of Eatonton requests assistance with amending the city's revitalization area strategy map, as well as updating the urban redevelopment plan, completing a local update census address form, and with procuring new computer hardware and peripherals for the City Hall. The City of Forsyth requests assistance in preparation of the GDOT multimodal grant, developing an RFP for the City Hall, creating a recreational master plan, preparing a URA amendment and opportunity zone application, and preparing a CDBG application. The City of Fort Valley requests assistance with the preparation of a grant for the Fort Valley Utility Commission to run a sewer line for a new development site for a truck stop on Highway 49 and 341 bypass, as well as assistance with the Regional Transportation Sales Tax call for projects. The Town of Ivy requests assistance with researching grant opportunities. The City of Jeffersonville requests assistance with the preparation and submission of a Kaboom grant, as well as the assistance in updating the city's ordinances. Jones County requests assistance with the submission and preparation of a GDOT multimodal grant, a GTIP application, a $1 Million Mile Greenway grant, the Literacy Arts Touring Program, and a street outreach program. Macon-Bibb County requests assistance in completing a local update census address form, as well as assistance with the decision-making process regarding the possible merger of the municipal court with the state court of Bibb County. Monroe County requests assistance with researching rates used by ambulance services of similar scope to Monroe County. Peach County requests assistance with the submission of its joint comprehensive plan and service delivery strategy, assistance with developing an RFP for a transit third-party operator to contract with Middle Georgia Community Action Agency, as well as assistance with the submission of a GTIP grant. Putnam County request assistance with the planning and development of a tax allocation district in Putnam County. And lastly, the town of Kingsborough has requested assistance with the preparation of an application to the USDA Police Department. I would also like to take this opportunity to highlight a recent accomplishment that has been completed since the February meeting. The Agency on Aging has implemented 2 models of sustainability to support our wellness programs. We are proud to report that 2 of these sustainable models have achieved over $10,000 in a year in financial support through in-kind assistance. This helps support programs including chronic disease, self-management, Tai Chi, a better balance, and diabetes self-management. I'm available to answer any questions at this time. Yes. Greg.
It's for playgrounds and playground equipment.
Any other questions? Seeing no more questions, I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
You've heard the report, or hearing no questions, there a motion to approve the request? So moved, Mr. Chairman. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a second, all in favor, aye. Thank you, Greg. Approve the regional project.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We like to give our new staff members the longest list of local assistance requests to date. So every year, the Department of Community Affairs requests input from the regional commissions across the state regarding regional priorities, which are significant priorities held by the region, specifically meaning that they are based on issues, opportunities we've identified in our tax planning efforts, that they are current actionable items that can be worked upon, can be supported by state agencies, and are important enough to warrant the attention of the body. And so in this statement of priorities, it's based off of heavily our regional plan as well as our local comprehensive plans. We have identified several of these regional priorities that stand out as important. They are very similar to the list which we prepared last year. These include protect and sustain Robins Air Force Base, preserve and capitalize on our natural and coastal resources, maintain and enhance regional transportation infrastructure, diversify the regional economy, provide a skilled workforce to meet the employment needs of regional industry, alleviate blight and invest in community development, and ensure support services for the Asian population. So this is the list of priorities that staff at the Regional Commission have prepared, and we would request your approval of this list of priorities for submission to the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. If there are any questions, I can answer those at this time. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hearing no questions, there a motion to approve the regional project? So moved. Have a motion, is there a second? All in favor, aye. Motion approved. Second, Greg.
A couple of things to report to you this evening. First, in addition to all of the requests that you just heard Britt mentioning and that you approved, we've also initiated the 5-year update to the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, or SEDS document. That's something that's required by the Economic Development Administration of the U.S. Department of Commerce to do it every 5 years. We've been trying to roll that process into your comprehensive plan updates, so as to double dip on some meetings that we've been having, but we will be kicking that process off and come back to you this summer with a draft of the plan for adoption by the September 30th deadline. In addition to the regional priorities that you just adopted, we also have a requirement to submit to BCA success stories for the region. This is actually your success story, so if you have something that you are interested in the state knowing about, that is part of your comprehensive plan where you've implemented things, you said you wanted to do something and then you went and did it and it worked out well, let's tell the world about it. So you can reach out to Regional Commission staff to give us ideas, or we might be calling you to ask for a little bit more information. The deadline for filing the success stories with the state is March 31st. This week, the state also rolled out their next Community Planning Institute. Some information will be coming to your local governments in the next couple of days. It's a 2-day planning workshop. If you're just dying to know more about comprehensive planning than you would ever want to know, or if you just want to go to the Iroquois State Park in April, this might be for you. So we'll send out that information. We did kick off our Middle Georgia Regional Leadership Champions Program. That's our regional leadership development program that's funded through our Department of Defense OEA grant and in partnership with Banning. This year we have 27 participants from across the region. They had their kickoff retreat, and we will be actually in Milledgeville, Baldwin County next week. And then I think we end up somewhere, we end up at the Amerson Water Park, we end up water treatment facility, we end up in Fort Valley, we end up in Forsyth, in Houston County, trying to get around the region to expose them to the region. At your last month's meeting, you heard about the MAP 21 project, where we're doing data validation and data collection in partnership with DMT. We had that kickoff meeting, statewide kickoff meeting earlier this week. Staff is planning and preparing for the Senior Expo, which is, if you have a chance, on May 18th, head down to the fairgrounds at Perry, and you will find seniors doing the electric slide and the wobble and learning all about services that are available. We usually have 700 or 800 seniors who attend, and it's just a great resource fair and opportunity for seniors from across the region to get together and fellowship. So staff is working very diligently in planning that. A gentle reminder that the project submission deadline for the regional transportation sales tax is April 14th. So as you file your taxes, you also want to make sure that you're submitting your transportation projects. We're working on, as we've gotten some questions from our local governments, we're working on our frequently asked questions that might help you in developing your list. That should go out next week. If you need, want to sit down and just have a conversation about your projects and whether something might work or might not work, just contact us and we're happy to help. And then last, we're in the month of March, and there's this big thing in college football that gets kicked off pretty soon called March Madness.
Yeah.
Well, we have our own version. We have our own version of March Madness here in the office, with staff being very busy working on the community development block grant, CDBG grants, as well as we've got lots of different projects underway. So bear with us as you see us running around and asking for meetings and trying to get everything done on your behalf, but we're trying not to take it too seriously. You gotta blow off some steam every now and then, so we might do something related to March Madness. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I appreciate the leadership from the executive committee on the actions associated with GSBL, and also the leadership of the GSBL board, and their many, many years of service to the organization.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you, Ms. Staff, for what y'all continue to do. Next meeting will be April 13th. Tonight, or any other announcements? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just wanted to announce and invite everybody to Forsyth this weekend for our 30th annual Recipient Festival. So we're expecting good weather on Saturday. We're not sure about Sunday. The festival goes on either way. Starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday with the Arts and Crafts Festival. And just love to see all of you come out and enjoy it with us.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
My wife killed it.
And I would tell her.
April 29th in Irvington, we're having the Georgia Dance Festival.
It's the third?
Oh, this will be
It's
the third.
annual Banana Pudding Festival.
Irvington's smaller than the 29th. They didn't necessarily, but it's getting bigger and bigger every year. So it's but I guess I'm like with the county. And I'll be alive.
Any other announcements?
Sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
We have got just an oodle of leftover food. Satterfield is really generous with their portions. I've got to-go containers. If you want lunch tomorrow or dinner again tonight, Please take some. Don't make us waste it.
Any other? Hearing none, we stand adjourned.